fragment, one part of you, assumes the authority of the analyzer over the other fragments, why has he assumed that authority? And can he, one fragment, analyze the rest of the other fragments? You're following all this? See how dreadfully complex it has all become. Whether you are analyzed by a professional or you analyze yourself, it is still the same pattern. So it's very important to find out how to observe all these many contradictions which make up our life. How to observe the whole of those fragments without another fragment taking place. But it's very important to find out, because as long as there is contradiction, division in oneself, there must be conflict, there must be violence, which expresses itself in the world, outside, in society. And as long as this fragmentation exists within one, there can be no peace. And a man who really deeply wants to understand and live a peaceful life, a life of love, must understand this question completely. Therefore, it's a very serious matter. Not just an afternoon's listening to a few words. We are dealing with the whole problem of existence. And it's only the mind that can give serious attention to this that is able to resolve it. So it's very important, imperative, that one understand this question. How do you observe? Do you observe yourself as an outsider, as a censor, saying this is right, this is wrong, justifying, condemning, approving, storing up? And if you do, there is a contradiction, and therefore conflict, and therefore violence. How do you observe? Do you observe through an image? When you observe a tree, do you observe with knowledge of that tree? The knowledge that separates you from the tree, divides you, brings about a space between you and the tree. How do you observe? How do you observe your wife and your husband, or your girl or boy? How do you observe them? Watch yourself, sir. Please do it as we are talking. Don't make notes. Don't fiddle around with tape recorder. But watch it. How do you look at another? Don't you look at another through the image you have built about the other? The image that you have been building for many years or perhaps 2 days. And the image becomes the observer. Right? Are you following this? So, the image, or through the image you look. So the censor, the observer, is one of the fragments, and that censor has an image of what is right and what is wrong, what should be done, what should not be done, because he is still functioning as a fragment. So the question from this arises whether one can observe without any fragment. To see you, see oneself, see the world without fragmentation at all. And what brings about fragmentation? Not only in oneself, but also in the world of which one is. What brings it about? Why is one fragmented? Why there are contradictory desires? Right? Now, why is one violent? Which is part of contradiction. There are many causes why human beings are violent. Lack of physical space, human beings who have evolved from the animal, and the animals are very aggressive, and people love being aggressive. Feeling inferior, and they want to be superior. And so on. There are many causes. And most of us spend our time discussing the causes, explaining the causes. Each professor, each specialist, each writer, according to his conditioning, explains the causes. Volumes are written why human beings are violent. But at the end of the volume, human beings still remain violent. So, the description is not the described, and therefore is of very little value.